Hello everyone, my name is Musa Wesutsa. I'm from Central Africa and welcome to this video. So today I want to talk about four key pointers for online training. So what's happening now is we found that most of us have had to start moving on to online platforms to conduct our trainings. A bit different from what we used to training in front of a classroom of people. And I found that it's important or good to share my experience, something that could help you as you're preparing to conduct your own online training, and so that it would make it a success. So as I was thinking about it, I just came across four key areas which I think I could share with you. Could help you to improve your own training experience and also enhance the experience for your trainees. Okay, so four things. So we'll start. First thing that I want to talk about is motion. Okay, so if you're like me, then part of the charm of being in a class is the fact that you're able to move around. You're able to write on a board. You're able to walk around the room. You're able to communicate with people directly. Okay, so you're able to pick up on those non-verbal cues, and basically, that's kind of the whole the whole workout that you get in training. So what's happening now is you end up sitting on your computer, for hours on end sometimes, depending on how long the training is, and this can get really tiring. So I'm thinking about the other day when I had to do a training, and at the end of it, I'd sat down for 3 hours straight, and I was very very tired. So I think what I've picked is walk around. I mean, stand up, get up off your table. You can actually still conduct the training as you're walking around the room. Also dress comfortably. Okay, so most of us are doing this from the comfort of our homes. I mean, dress comfortably, dress in comfortable shoes or sandals. So what you want to do is to make sure that you have your blood flowing. You want to make sure that you're keeping your energies, you're taking frequent breaks, so that at the end of the day, your training is not tiring, you're not tired, and that helps even your trainees as they're experiencing the training. So second thing is to call out people by name. So this sounds trivial, but I mean, think about it. When you're in a classroom training in a session, you're able to look people in the eye. You're able to catch those guys who probably fell off minutes ago, and you're able to pick on those cues. You're able to see this person is busy doing other things. This other person didn't quite get that particular idea which you were trying to put across. So you have that to your advantage. Now, in an online training, unfortunately, you're not able to see anybody much of the time. You're not able to catch those cues that you'd otherwise have been, taking for granted if you are in front of everybody. So now, my advice is this: tell people to switch their cameras on if it's possible. Okay. Sometimes issues, bandwidth issues, connectivity issues, people don't want to switch on their cameras. So it's understandable. But maybe what you could do is have people in the beginning, as they're introducing themselves, let them have their cameras on, let people see each other. It helps quite a bit. And then maybe as they're answering questions, or if you're calling out on people to explain further, or just contribute, they could probably have their cameras on. That way people could see them. They could get that interaction going on. Okay. Also, I mean, when you assign tasks, yeah, let people actually present. Call them out. Let them actually be the ones to present their findings, or talk about whatever it is that we're doing as a group in terms of the discussions and things like those. Depends again on the type of training that you're doing. Yeah. So if you're training, if your training is typically textual, mostly text heavy training, you talk about principles and processes and things like those, then you tend to want to call out people out so that they can come back into the class. So it's very important. It sounds trivial, but it's very important. Remember, as you're training, make sure that you are involving people. Now, the third thing is probably the most fun part of online training, because what I've seen is right now what we've been able to do is we've been able to use this nifty tool called Mentimeter. It's actually from www.mentimeter.com. So what this tool helps you to do is you're able to create short quizzes. You're able to create interesting quizzes that People can compete against each other. So it has a functionality such as leaderboards. So as you're answering a question, it can show who was the fastest, who got the answer quickest, and then it will count up the points. It's interesting. It gets guys competing. It gets guys involved. It gets guys having fun, and so it's those kind of things that also are now available to us that probably we wouldn't quickly have them in a classroom type of scenario. So these are some of the things that we'll talk about. I mean, gamification is good. I mean, whichever one you want to use. My particular favorite is Mentimeter. Call on anyone that you like, and this is something that can actually improve your training experience. Now, the fourth thing I want to talk about is also very important, is the fact that you now need to have an administrator. So think about it this way: if you're in a classroom session and somebody has a problem hearing you, they'll probably just raise their hand, okay, and say, "Hey, I didn't hear you. Please repeat." Now, when you're in an online training session and somebody is not able to either connect, okay, or they are not able to unmute themselves, they're having some technical difficulty, it will be very difficult for you, or rather, it would really spoil the experience for everybody if you were to pause, for everyone else on the session and start concentrating on this one person trying to help out with their technical issues. An administrator will help you out with that. Also, if somebody didn't have training material, or their manuals, or they had a question about some particular type of activity which you had, that administrator would also help you to do that. Getting people, joining onto the training platforms. Like, for example, if you're using Zoom and you're using a waiting room feature, if you've already started the training, you don't want to be the one who's going up again, up and down, or you could actually miss it out totally. Again, if you're immersed in your subject, I know this for a fact, but you would forget about it. So having an administrator would help you to do that. And this is actually something that you should actually consider. So those are my four things. There could be more. I mean, there's some that I've also thought about. So in my conclusion, I've actually thought about a few things that I could add there that are worth mentioning. So the first thing is having your training in shorter stints. So this is basically touching on what I mentioned earlier. Moving around, make your training a bit, break it into more frequent health breaks, maybe 1 hour sessions. It helps you a lot. Then the second thing is, if you're able to embed some videos or some demos, that will also assist you. So try and see as much as possible how you can do that. Those are the opportunities that we have right now. The third thing, which also is worth mentioning, is the fact that because now you have an online training, you're able to get somebody to log in from wherever they are in the world. Any expert, any subject matter expert who wants to share some knowledge, it's now possible for you to do that. You can get somebody connecting from wherever they are in the world, and they could give you 10 minutes, 20 minutes of their time. It will really enrich the experience of your participants. So those are some of the things that I'm thinking are an opportunity to us right now as trainers, things that could actually help us to even improve the experience of our participants. Okay. So with that said, I just want to talk about the upcoming trainings that we are offering at Sentinel Africa. So the first training is around the business impact analysis. This is a masterclass. This is a very key training right now, looking at many organizations trying to see how they can improve or get back to normalcy, how they can continue with their business operations. Then they need to understand how to do a business impact analysis. And this masterclass basically takes us through that, helps us to understand how this can be done. Then the second training is around business continuity management, a lead implementer training on ISO 22301, which is the de facto standard from ISO for business continuity. Again, touching on how to improve your continuity and your ability to recover from disruption as an organization. Very relevant training. Yeah. Then the third training is around the privacy and data protection. So again, the latest standard from ISO 27701, lead implementer training. Again, giving you that competence around how to develop management systems that assist the organization to build up data protection and data privacy frameworks. Then you cannot forget ISO 27001, which is around information security. So again, teaching us how to ensure that we have a framework that will continuously manage how we protect the confidentiality, integrity, and availability of that critical information in our business. So that has been me today. That's what I wanted to share with us. So don't forget to subscribe and reach us on our socials. Our website is www.sentinelafrica.co.ke. So with that, have a good day and stay safe. Thank you very much.